Welcome everybody to Roland Cowan Stadium in Carina as the Southern District Spartans host the Sunshine Coast Phoenix in your QBL Game of the Week, presented to you by Nothing But Net Media. I'm John Guarna, and this afternoon I'm joined in the commentary booth by Dave Derwin, former Pirates general manager, coach, player, done a bit of coaching for Queensland as well, and we've also got former QBL referee Regan Baker in the commentary booth. Guys, you look at this matchup on the ladder, the teams out of finals contention, but it should be a really exciting, high-scoring affair this afternoon, Dave.
Well, both teams haven't been known for their defense all year long, and it sure won't start in the last couple of games of the year. I think the Spartans, it's continuing on giving their young guys opportunities like last week. I mean, they did okay in patches last week, and obviously for this Phoenix group, they've already got a couple of young guys in there. So with Booker being out, you know, there goes 30 points. And a lot of, I guess, touches on the ball. So equally a good opportunity for the guys with the Phoenix to, you know, show that they can handle themselves at this level.
Yeah, Roy Booker out with a knee injury, so he will not feature this afternoon. You got to expect the Phoenix to look to Delvon Johnson and veteran C.J. Massengale and young Robitaille also to step up for the Phoenix this afternoon. Yeah,
well, we had an Ipswich game a couple of weeks ago, and Robitaille was probably average, let's be fair. We're always fair here on the call.
Yep.
But Braden said he was terrific against Mackay, so I'm looking forward to a bit more of the Mackay version.
And Spartans also have had injuries throughout the entire season. We've seen in the lineup is head coach Ben Thompson, just another body for them on the floor. They've struggled with injuries. There is no Adam Gibson. There is no Will Magnay. You look at up and down the roster, and you're going to see some young but also some veteran players. What do you expect to see from Spartans this afternoon? You got to expect, I expect a heavy dose of Deshaun King and Mitch Philp.
Well, I thought they'd almost turn it over to the young kids from now on, but last night the sort of main five played heavy minutes. So, you know, today you might see them play a little bit more, but he still rode the Eustace and Philps and co last night, and Benny Thompson went and had a cameo as well. So, you know, who knows, that they may continue to run and try and get W's, or equally they may try and just, you know, develop guys.
Quick question for you, Dave, before we get set to tip. Do you see either of these teams scoring less than 100?
Yes.
Yeah, we're going to struggle for points. I'm expecting a big high-scoring affair. I thought it'd be like a 108, 104 type
I think
thing.
It'll be free and loose, but I don't know they're going to get 100. You know, their field goal percentage. Oh well, actually, the Phoenix shoot the ball pretty well. Yeah, maybe.
All right. You're not gonna try and go 2 for 2 2 weeks in a row on the prediction?
Nah.
No. Okay.
I am tipping a Phoenix win though.
All right. So Dave's tipping Phoenix win
by
over
8.
the Spartans.
Okay. You forced me.
All right. By 8. We got that on record. You recorded it, right?
I've got it written down.
Right.
I'm going to tip Phoenix by 6.
All right.
Just to go one up.
Just because I picked the Caps by 32 last weekend, John, you're giving me some grief.
You know, you're the Nostradamus of QBL basketball, so we got to keep the streak going.
Big contact early on in underneath there. Benny Volkman probably going to pick up the foul.
It's just the silly foul from Volkman there.
Well, Johnson's going to be a handful for him, but again, that's just silly. Just get over it, get over the screen and be smarter. He's really the only big, so he's going to play plenty of minutes if he can stay on the game without fouls.
Massengale from 3. First points of the game go to C.J. Massengale, and it's a deep 3.
Well, I'm expecting a lot of buckets from him tonight.
Going to expect a healthy dose of Deshaun King. He gets it out to Eustace. Eustace leaves his feet. Nice cut there and finish by Ogrinic.
Yeah.
Massengale gets to the rim. Layup is good, so C.J. Massengale with the first 5 for the Phoenix. Inside Volkman, then out to Ogrinic, who goes inside too strong. Delvin Johnson with the defensive rebound.
Okay.
Backdoor pass is stolen by Deshaun King. King forces his way to the bucket and lays it in with the right hand. So coast to coast there for Deshaun King, cuts the deficit to 1.
Yeah, it's been interesting for him. He's we've seen him a few times this year, and you know, he's had a couple of patches of brilliance, but other than that, it's been a little bit inconsistent. So, you know, if he's looking to come back next year, he's almost auditioning for an opportunity for another import spot somewhere. And I guess for me, it's just a bit more consistency on what he's going to give you night in, night out.
Well, here is King, guarded by Hooper. Robitou switches out to him now. Step back from the elbow is wet for Deshaun King. He's feeling it early here for Spartans. There's Johnson on the block, going to work against Volkman. He's going to take the baseline jumper. It's too strong.
Well, that's okay for the Spartans. I mean, that's what you want him to do. Again, if they're going to settle for Johnson long twos, then it's going to be a long.
Phil hits the deep three. Robitou comes off the screen, misses. Volkman with the defensive rebound.
Well, with the amount of possessions they're going to have, maybe they get their 100, Johnny.
Phil tosses up a wild one. He was looking for the call. Doesn't get it. Robitou now finds Walters. Walters gets inside. Reverse layup is good. That's a tough finish.
Great take. Geez, they're turning up the Dan Antonio 7 seconds or less. This is the 5 seconds or less offense here.
I like it. King has it on the baseline. Step back fadeaway is short. Massengale going to get another three-pointer up. That rolls in and out.
Involvement with another defensive board.
Those hurt. Unforced turnover. Throwing it off out of the sideline.
Yeah, well, they're both not great with the ball. I think Phoenix are 15th in turnovers, as in the worst, and I think Spartans are about 13 for the league. So there's another one.
King swipes it right from the hands of Robitou, then goes right at him. Good ball movement. Phil fires a three. It's wet. He's got quick release. He's been doing that for a few years, hasn't he?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, he's certainly been one of their most consistent scorers for the season, so.
Johnson's hook shot is too strong. Volkman again on the D glass. Phil shuffled his feet and then travels. He was looking for the cut, picked up his dribble.
Good deep post catch though from Johnson again, making the Spartans collapse. So I like the intent early with it, because again it'll open up later on in the game for Robitou and Walters and Massengale.
Robitou's jumper is short. Greenwich with a defensive rebound. Volkman wants the inside. There's the alley-oop. Volkman catch and finish. It's a good look there from Philp. Volkman slips free on the baseline. Walters pass out to Robitou. Back to Walters in the corner. Good hesitation. Nice hands by Eustace to tip it. Massengale has it now. He travels. Checking into the game for the Phoenix, Connor Ward, going to give B.D. Hooper a breather.
Yeah, I was talking to Coach Hazlers before the game, and he's one of the youngsters from up Phoenix way, and he's got pretty high raps on him. Quite a good athlete. One of the guys that'll benefit from the Booker minutes.
Hey, Ward gets his hand on it, knocks it out of bounds. Spartan's going to go to the bench. Dylan Gray and Connor Ross check in.
I was just on a complete random fact. I was looking at the BQ Future Development Program, under 16s. I think we have our first LeBron coming through the name ranks. You know, the Kobe's and the Jordans all went crazy.
Ah, we got a LeBron.
We got a LeBron, yeah.
I thought you were talking about like a can't miss prospect.
No, he's. I think he's at the Wizards. From the Wizards.
Volkman gets the easy lay-in. The Phoenix coach, Hesselhurst, has seen enough. He's going to take a timeout with his team down 9. We'll take a break with 4:26 to go in the first quarter. It's a 9-point lead for Spartans in your QBL Game of the Week, presented to you by Nothing But Net Media. Back with you here at Roland Cowan Stadium. Good timeout taken there by Coach Braden Hesselhurst. Team down 9, 18-9, and a couple of easy ones there for Spartans.
Well, they have, and again, you know, there's no fault from Phoenix's offense. They're getting good looks. It's just they haven't made a couple. But just defensively, they're pretty average so far.
That was an average there from Roberto. Yeah. Nice up and under finish off the backdoor cut from, good look there from Delvon Johnson.
Yeah, just this down this end, they've just been really loose, and Spartans have really done whatever they wanted to.
Three-pointer from Eustace rattles home. I know he's a kid that you really like, Jared Eustace's game, don't you, Dave?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think, you know, this year he's been a little disappointing for me. I think he's got all the tools. It's just probably been a frustrating environment, though. I mean, it's been tough for them this year with all the injury problems they've had. So somehow he managed to change the referee's mind on the call.
Yeah, you don't usually see that, but good work there by Eustace, getting his team another possession. 21-11 lead here for Spartans with about 3:30 to go in the quarter. Volkman reverse layup is good. Benny Volkman's balling here to start the first.
Well, it was a great move, but really poor D from Johnson. He's just too deep, and he lost vision of Volkman. You've got to have vision for the lowest guy, and he just lost him.
Walter's three is too strong. It falls out. Now Roberto from the corner. His three is off.
A lot of quick shots from the Phoenix.
Nice catch and finish there. Connor Ross, a good look there from Eustace. That transition defense from the Phoenix asleep again.
Yeah, terrible early on.
Johnson gets it on the block. He's double teamed. Wide open underneath is Ward. He lays it in.
I was just going to say, before Ward decided to cut, everyone just watched him, and then Ward made a simple cut and an easy layup for him.
Nice interior pass from Volkman to Eustace.
Because Johnson's going to be such a target that they're going to have to keep digging in, which means that the Phoenix shooters will have plenty of opportunities.
Johnson pass too low for Delvon Johnson. Now Gray has it with the head of steam. He picks up his dribble and hands off for King. King's going to fire a deep three. That hits nothing but the bottom of the net. It's up to 17, the lead now for Spartans.
Well, they've come out smoking hot. 4 of 4, I think, from 3, Johnny.
They haven't missed many shots. They're 12 of 15 from the field to start the game. There's Johnson backing down on Volkman. Skip pass, way too strong. Philp and a Greenwich check back in. Eustace and Volkman getting a breather.
Spartans up by 17.
Well, this zone that the Phoenix are rolling out has been pretty average so far, so I think they're going to, looks like they switch up to a man now.
Ward gets called for the block and foul, the second team foul against the Phoenix here in the first quarter, his first personal.
Just experience there. He's got to learn to just contain. Nice pass.
Yeah, nice pass. Good finish there from Ross. And he's fouled by Walters, so three-point play opportunity. Connor Ross, a young fellow, we saw him a couple weeks ago against Cavs. He had some pretty good moments as well.
Yeah, they had a couple of decent young kids, Gray and Ross, and McCowan's another one of those young kids. He was a little welcome to the QBL last week. He sort of struggled a little bit, a few turnovers, but the only way you're going to get better is playing, making mistakes and learning.
Massengale, wing three is good. So 17, the deficit for Phoenix.
The Sunday afternoon disco at Carina. The dude likes
taking it back to the 80s,
The dude
70s.
likes his music here, huh?
Philp got called for the reach-in foul as Johnson is getting ready to yak one.
Foul called on number 6, Miss Phil.
Second team foul, first personal against Philp. And McCowan checks in for Deshaun King.
Rob McCowan steps in.
Massengale now on the wing. He's got 15 on the shot clock. He'll fire the three, and that one rattles home. It's almost the same exact spot from earlier.
Yeah, well, he's loving the extra opportunities, and he's been really effective as well for them. He's had a good season.
Phil finds McCowan now out to Gray. Corner three is short. Nice rebound there from Massengale. Kicks ahead to Roberto. Roberto lays it up. It's off, though. A double pump.
I was hoping he had one of those opportunities like in the warm-ups. He was putting down some nice dunks.
Might get lucky and get a Roberto hammer. Phil working the clock here. He's got 6 on the shot clock, and then they get to Greenwich for the moving screen.
That's an offensive foul. Illegal screen called on Andre Greenwich.
So Phoenix will hold for the final shot of the quarter. There's just a tick under 14 seconds to go. Gotta think it's a Massengale look here.
Yep.
Gets the screen from Johnson, goes away from it. Stops, pops, it's short. Roberto's follow is no good, but Johnson lays it up and in. And that's gonna end the quarter. So a bit of momentum for the Phoenix heading into the break. They're down 12, 33-21. Not the start that the Phoenix wanted, but they improved in that last minute or two to finish the quarter strong.
Yeah, well, it sure wasn't their defense that improved. They just made a couple of buckets, so they still need to fix some stuff defensively. But obviously, the ball going through the net makes the defense generally play a bit better. So, but yeah, they've got to clean up some stuff. Otherwise, it won't be much of a game.
Well, it is a 12-point lead for the Spartans at the quarter-time break. We'll take a quick one. We'll come back with some statistics and the second quarter of action as Spartans up 12 on the Phoenix in your QBL Game of the Week, presented to you by Nothing But Net Media. Back with you here at Roland Cowan Stadium. It's the quarter time break, 33-21 the lead for the Spartans, and leading the way for the Spartans in that first quarter was Ben Volkman. He's got 8 points and 4 rebounds, but pretty well-balanced attack for Carina.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Phillips come in, hit a couple of threes. Volkman's been good, and King's hit a couple. I mean, they kind of had a really great start. 14 of 19 from the floor. 73% is always pretty nice way to start a quarter.
Walters is open for 3. He hits that one. So the lead down to 9 for Spartans.
And again, as you said late, Johnny, a lot of momentum switched to Phoenix because they made a couple of buckets. I mean, Walters just came down the other way and was just completely naked on the 3.
Eustace teardrops off. Knocks it out of bounds, though. Ball's going to stay with Phoenix. Take a look in that first quarter for Phoenix. It was C.J. Massengill leading the way, 11 points on 4 of 6 shooting, 3 of 4 from 3. Then you have Walters with 5, Robitaille with 4, Delvon Johnson with 2, and Ward also had 2.
They need more movement out of here. Every time you post feed, you've got to have someone driving or diving, and the last couple times they all just watching.
Walters gets it out to Massengill. Pass inside is too strong for Robitaille. So back-to-back turnovers, 1 for each team. Volkman back out there for Spartans. Hands off for King. King has it stolen. Robitaille gets on the court. Now Volkman finds Eustace open in the corner. Its 3-pointer is strong off the side of the rim. King goes into the block, spins baseline, reverse layup is no good. I think they're going to get Delvon Johnson for the foul.
Yeah,
so
nice.
King going to go to the line for 2.
Nice move.
Foul, number 9, Delvon Johnson. Deshaun King to the line for 2.
King's uber athletic, isn't he?
It was a nice move. I didn't really see the foul. I mean,
We don't have the best angle for
yeah,
that one, though,
I
either.
thought he beat. I actually thought he beat Johnson up, and but that's the call.
That's the goal. That's it.
Move on.
Spartans looking for their first points of the quarter. King missed the first free throw. Second one is no good either, but Greenwich gets an offensive rebound. Philp has it. He's got 8 on the shot clock. Wants a screen from Volkman. Fires the wing 3. It's too strong. Robitaille comes down with it.
Nice, nice.
That's not a travel.
I think it got dislodged.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think that's going to come down to the fact that it was classified as loss of possession.
All right.
Yeah.
It was ugly as anything, though. I definitely give you that.
I mean, it looked like a travel. I think the Spartans bench was looking for that call also, but nice backdoor pass. Volkman hits Philp for the lane. Good action from the Spartans.
Yeah, I mean, this is the best they've looked all year, to be honest. They've really struggled offensively, and much better action, really simple.
Ward lays it in with the left hand. He's been really active since he's been out there.
Well, Johnson's hit him on a couple of nice passes, so he's really been.
Volkman fouled by Johnson. Josh Walters is down, clutching his calf muscle. He looks like he's in a lot of pain. I hope he's okay, but he's in agony.
I think he might have did his ankle. Based on that level of pain.
The trainer out there looking at 10-2. Josh Walters. Walters going to need a bit of assistance, I think. Didn't really see what happened. Did either of you catch?
No, I missed it as
off
well,
the ball.
yeah.
Checking in for the Phoenix and for Josh Walters is Hayden McNaughton.
Going to try and get the replay up here just to see if we can see what actually happened down there with Josh Walters. It definitely looks like it might be high leg injury. Oh no, ankle.
Yeah,
He's just gone down. Yeah, there was no contact or anything. He just...
a Greenwich's foot.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, it could be an ankle, it could be an Achilles also. Let's hope that it's nothing too serious and that Walters will be okay. So at 7:13, Walters goes out with a lower leg injury. We'll call it that.
Yeah.
And his team down 7.
Another big, I mean, it's a big loss for the Phoenix. You know, Josh plays about 25 minutes a game and gives him a good level of grit defensively.
He's a threat from 3. He
Yeah.
can handle the ball as well, so pretty versatile player. Let's hope it's nothing too serious for Walters. Volkman was fouled there by Delvon Johnson. And Volkman at the free throw line for 2 shots.
Way long.
Little strong.
Wow.
Little strong.
This is like glass rim.
Yeah, we got to get Benny on. I'm working on that free throw shot.
There you go.
Second one's good. You've coached Ben as well, I believe, in his younger days.
The big BV, yeah. Ooh.
Good finish there from Robitou. And Phoenix have fought their way back into this one, Dave. They're only down 6.
Yeah, well, they really have. And I think some of it's been the last couple of minutes, I think, has been that defensive energy. They went back to the 1, which is their man, and they've been better. They've really given up a lot of offensive rebounds still.
Philp is fouled. That's going to go against Ward. That's his 3rd personal and the 3rd team foul on the Phoenix.
Yeah, that's going to hurt because he's not going to play again this half.
Philp, open jumper is good.
And he's giving him good energy.
Yeah, he's been pretty active out there. Finds Massengale wide open on the wing. 3-pointer is off the back of the rim. Here comes Philp. Skip pass ahead to Greenwich. He'll lay it up and in. It's a great look there from Philp.
Yeah, it really was. I think everyone knew it was coming, but he still thread the needle.
Robitau's 3 too strong. And now King has it. Goes right past Robitou. Left-handed layup is too strong. Volkman's tip is off. Here comes Massengale. Massengale puts it up for Robitou. Pass is nearly stolen. Robitou recovers though. Whew. Massengale with a nice shake. He can't get the layup to fall, but he's fouled. Let's see who they're going to give this one to.
Nice little crossover to get to the rim.
Coach Hesselhurst for the Phoenix going to take a timeout with 5:45 to go in the first half, and his team down 10. So we'll take a break. We'll come back with some more QBL action shortly after this timeout. Back with you at Roland Cowan Stadium. 40-30 the lead for the Spartans over the Phoenix. Phoenix in a little bit of trouble here. They lost Josh Walters to a lower leg injury. Haven't seen him back. We'll try and get an update on his status for you at the break if we can.
Yeah, well, that's really going to hurt them because again, he's going to be guarding the Philps of the world, who's one of the Spartans' main playmakers, and so they take that away, and obviously they put in Ward to start this first little bit now, and that's really going to hurt them as the game keeps progressing.
Massengale goes 1 of 2. Michael Goff has checked in for the Phoenix,
Spartans lead is 9.
with Ward picking up that third personal. King goes right at the defense. They're going to get him for the offensive foul.
On Deshaun King.
He got hit a couple times. Don't know if it was against Robitaille or Goff, but
First personal, second team
bit
foul.
over-aggressive there from Deshaun King. Massengale steps back and hits another three.
3 points.
This is vintage CJ Massengale here this afternoon.
He may drop 50.
He may. He's got a bit of work to do, though. He's got 14 with 5 minutes to go in the first half. Connor Ross baseline jumper is good.
Well, no Walters, no Booker. He's going to shoot enough to give him a chance, I reckon, because now they've lost a few.
He's starting to feel it. He's heating up. And the Spartans going to take a timeout now as CJ Massengale three-pointer cuts the deficit to 5 for the Phoenix. Let's keep it here, though, Dave. What do you do to slow down CJ Massengale? Of course, the timeout's going to slow things down for everybody, but
Well, for me, the Spartans have been really passive in their D. So again, I'd be up and in, making him a driver. It's pretty simple. He just wants to cruise and shoot threes at this point of his career, which is fine. So again, up and in, or again, double team, get the ball out of his hands. They got 12 guys. I don't think there's 8 white jerseys for the Phoenix so far. No Walters, no Booker. So, you know, that's what I just hard doubles, get the ball out of his hands and make someone else do something.
yeah, you want to try and force some of these young guys to make something happen.
To do something, yeah.
What about Spartans, though? If you see Coach Hesselhurst in the timeout here. If you're him, what do you tell the team? Really good job to get back into this game. You were down 20. You're only down 5 now.
Well, this is the good thing about a couple of guys being out too. You get into that little bit of mentality of it's just us and there's only 6 or 7 of us and we need to fight together. And often that, you know, can meld the group together. So, I mean, they've had a good second quarter. You know, they're up +4 for the second quarter, and they've done it through a bit more energy and a bit more defense. So they've had a really good bounce back, and they look like they're feeling good about themselves now, which is a positive sign.
So let's see what Spartans do coming out of the timeout. It's a couple young groups, though, for both teams. Foul against the Ugrinik again. Another moving screen called against Andre Ugrinik.
Number 8, Andre Ugrinik. That's his third.
It's his third personal. It's the third team foul against Spartans in the quarter. Good show there by Ugrinik. Now Johnson has it, goes inside, dumps it off. Massengale reverse layup's good.
Johnson showing you his passing ability. He's done a really good job. I'd still like to see him just go to work and plow through some of those young Spartan guys with a jump hook left or right.
Ross gets inside.
Oh,
He's
the double-hander.
He's absolutely spotted by Johnson. That wasn't a bad move. Massengale open for 3, puts it up, and he misses.
Connor Ross with a tip to Deshaun King.
And here comes King with the Jets. Baseline reverse layup, too strong for Deshaun King. But Ugrinik comes up with the steal. Hands off for Ross, and Ross fouled by Goff.
And draws the foul.
I think Goff just a little late on trying to step in for the charge.
Yeah,
Close.
I 100% agree with the call. Yeah, absolutely.
Hoffman in for Andre Ugrinik. Mitch Phil is back in for Dylan Gray.
Yeah, I definitely don't mind that call.
Yeah, I mean DJ just unforgivable. Giving the ball away in trans like that is just relax, go get a guard. Especially when they've you know really fought their way back in. Just go in and give them a couple of free throws.
Second free throw is good. Spartans lead by
So
4.
the second free throw hits for Ross. Spartans up 4. Massengale's open. Now McNaughton inside for Johnson, who's double teamed. Here's McNaughton along the baseline. Reverse layup is good, plus the foul. It's a great take there from Hayden McNaughton. An opportunity for a 3-point play.
That was called on number 10, Connor Ross.
good patience from Phoenix. I think they really had they turned down a couple of reasonable opportunities for a really good drive in the end. Interesting to see how Coach Hazlehurst manages his timeouts in the second half, because obviously his main dudes have had to play a fair bit. Great rebound.
Massengale loses it out of bounds. Good energy here, though, from the Phoenix. They're down 2.
Well, switching to the man was obviously, you know, a much better decision, because their zone was horrible in the first quarter.
Phil nearly turned it over.
It was the no look to the stats bench. Look.
Volkman has it, hands off for Ross, who loses it, and Massengale comes up with it. Massengale tried to hand off. Johnson, though, recovers. Looking inside, pass stolen by King, but they get Massengale for the 3 seconds.
Wow. It's an interesting one.
Spartans going to the bench. Coach Ben Thompson seeing his first minutes of the afternoon. You'd be more familiar with Ben Thompson's game than me, Dave. What was he like back in the day?
Yeah, he was a real clever combo guard, and obviously had a really solid NBL career as well. Just again, smart player. This is going to be the more calm veteran role.
McNaughton, they're going to count the bucket as he got inside. And again, McNaughton putting pressure on the defense and finishing through the contact. McNaughton can't finish. Phoenix trail by 3. About 2:20 to go. Philp gets inside. Layup is no good, but he's fouled.
I guess that's why. Sorry, Johnny.
No, you go ahead. Sorry.
I was going to say the Spartans are showing why they're 2-13. They had a 33-point first quarter, and they've only scored 13 with 2 minutes to go. Pretty reasonable difference offensively.
Oh, for sure. It's I think it's that adjustment, though. Phoenix going to that man-to-man has really brought them back into this game. As you said, the zone was not great in that first quarter.
Yeah, I'm just trying to check their field goal percentage, but it's going to be pretty ugly for the second quarter, but they're still hanging in there.
Hayden McNaughton carrying the Phoenix here in the second quarter. That's a 2-pointer from the corner.
The longest 2 you can get.
McNaughton's been McNice.
Yeah, real nice.
Coach Thompson for the corner 3. It's good. Taking it back to the old school.
I don't know about the average age of Goff versus Thompson, but it's reasonable. Yeah, as they guard each other.
Coach Thompson comes up with the steal. Kicks ahead. Volkman can't finish. There goes Goff, kicks ahead for Roboto. Coach Thompson gonna get called for the reach-in foul. Didn't want to give up the easy 2. He's gonna make Roboto earn it from the free throw line. Gray checking back in for McCowan. Two shots for Jamal Roboto. So the free throw cuts the deficit to 5. 51-46, got about a minute 10 to go in the half.
Yeah, they've been trading buckets the last few minutes, and Spartans have done a good job to fight back, maintain their lead.
Phil gets the screen from Volkman. Finds Gray wide open in the corner. 3 is short. Goff kicks ahead from Massengale. Johnson one-on-one with Volkman. Spins baseline and puts it down strong with 2 hands.
Yeah, nice move.
There's going to be a timeout on the floor taken by the Spartans, Dave.
And that was the one we've been talking about, Johnny, where it's always a post-up and a pass, whereas that then, again, just patiently, have a look, see how Volkman's guarding you, nice spin baseline, smash. That's on a lot if he be a bit more aggressive, I think.
Well, we'll see if Delvon Johnson continues his aggressive play after this timeout with the Spartans up 3, 51-48 on the Phoenix in your QBL Game of the Week, presented to you by Nothing But Net Media. Back with you at Roland Cowan Stadium. Timeout taken there from the Spartans. What do you think they're doing in that timeout, Dave? Are they setting up the defense or an offense for the rest of the half? Or you think they just want to try and stop the slow burn from the Phoenix?
Well, I think, Spartans sitting at 2-13, they just need to look for some positive signs. So I think the coaching staff would just be said, try and set up one or two specific plays for the last couple of possessions, and then also just key in, give the guys some confidence looking at the scoreboard and going, we're still up. So I like the timeout. I don't like the offensive. Well,
yeah, it was definitely a very wide stance, but it was not a lot of contact or an advantage.
I mean, Benny's has got to be smarter too. Like it was a 50-50 call, but just clean it up. Why give away possessions like that?
Oh, Phoenix missed with Massengale. There's about a 3-second differential between the shot clock and the game clock. So you'd think Spartans will take it down fairly low. Thompson, top of the key 3. That's the bottom of the net. Coach Ben Thompson.
He's done that a few times in his career.
Massengale cannot hit the deep 3, so Coach Ben Thompson getting it done on the court. Give his team a 6-point lead heading into the break, Dave. It was a great first quarter of action from the Spartans. They settled things down. Phoenix fought their way back into it, though, in the second, so to make it a pretty interesting game at the half.
Yeah, and I think you're going to get that. And since we've seen the Spartans play a few times this year, that's the level of inconsistency, some good, some bad, and something in between, which is everything they've done in their first half.
And pretty similar for the Phoenix. They've been a bit up and down as well. They were a little more consistent, though, in that second quarter, and they won that quarter by 9, 27. Excuse me, they won it by 6, so 27-21.
Yeah.
So much better second quarter, and you see Josh Walters being carried over to the bench with his ankle heavily wrapped in ice. So I don't expect to see him back in the second half.
Well, probably this season.
Well, yeah, the season for sure.
But
which is a tough loss.
No, I think too. I agree. I think it's they did a better job defensively. They had a bit of grit. Offensively, they're moving the ball. Johnson's given them some good options. I still would like to see Roberto get a little bit more involved. And then Massengale's obviously been great. I think he's got 20 or 22. So they just need a little bit more. If they're gonna have a chance to win, they need a little bit more from Roberto and Johnson chipping in. And if Ward and McNaughton can come in and play their roles, and then there's certainly a chance still.
All right, well, it is halftime here at Roland Cowan Stadium, so we'll take a break. We'll come back with the first half statistics and the second half of action as the Spartans up 6 on the Phoenix in your QBL Game of the Week, presented to you by Nothing But Net Media. Back with you here at Roland Cowan Stadium. 54-48 the lead for Spartans at the halftime break. Phoenix did a good job in that second quarter to get themselves back into it, so it's a brand new ball game here. Certainly far from over, Dave. Let's take a quick look at some of the statistics. I should also mention that Josh Walters a suspected fibula or tibula injury.
Yeah, I had a good bit of chat with Josh at halftime, and they are suspecting that he has snapped his fibula. He's got a lot of swelling around his leg, so he's going to sit out, watch the rest of the game, and then one of the boys is going to drive him up to the hospital, get it checked out. So it is an unfortunate end to the season for him, and he is very disappointed as well. It's the first injury he's ever had, he was telling me as well. So not exactly a good position for him to be in. Probably the best time in his season for it to happen with only one game to go. But, yeah, very disappointing for Josh Walters. He'll probably be out for the rest of the season.
Yeah, you'd think with a fractured fibula or tibula, he's probably going to be out for a little while. But that just really makes the challenge that more difficult now for Phoenix.
Well, you know, Legan bounced back. He's still loading up.
He's
3 balls.
killing it in South Australia. And it's good to see. So certainly can come back from that injury. There's Johnson again, spins into the triple team,
there you
hook
go.
shot.
That's my play right there. And again, though, you could see how Spartans were defending him. They were digging in harder, Eustace and Greenwich too. So I think they might have talked about it a little bit at halftime around how they're going to defend it differently. Just might mean even more daylight for Massengale and co if Johnson can continue to do be a presence offensively down there.
Eustace turns it over. He steps out of bounds.
See if they go straight back to it, Johnny.
Well, on their previous Delvon Johnson possession, it was the triple was just too late.
Yeah.
He's already into his spin move. Where they were successful with it in the first quarter was getting there early. Good tip. Another foul by Johnson. He's fouled.
Yeah, good call. Good drive from Hooper, and Johnson was being aggressive, cleaning the glass. Probably Volkman's
that's his third personal.
There you go.
I mean, he's definitely the biggest guy out there on the floor is Johnson. But if you're Volkman, you just got to get to him a bit early.
Yeah, it's just all about preparation, early preparation. Be big and wide.
So Johnson goes 1 of 2. His team's down 3. Minute into the third quarter. Phil, he's never shy. Misses that one. And Robitaille recovers for Phoenix.
Yeah, they've done a better job of scrambling offensively.
Eustace fouls Robitaille, second team foul. That's his first personal. Ward gets it over to Hooper on the baseline, spins inside.
There you go.
Left
Nice
hand
move.
hook shot is good, plus a foul.
Again, you just see Ward's athleticism and speed creating something out of nothing. 4.
That's 4 on Greenwich. He's frustrated.
Well,
McCowan in.
Yeah, that'll hurt them a little bit because I really like offensively where Phoenix is. They've just been a bit more physical in the last sort of quarter. They've continued in this second half.
It's all tied up now, 54 all. So Phoenix have erased their deficit.
And they've done it, Johnny, without Massengale having a big impact in the last, 5 or 6 minutes in particular. He had his 20 points early and
King misses, McCowan recovers. Now Eustace for 3, that rattles home for Jared Eustace.
Yeah, well, it's always tough trying to scramble out of the air ball. And Eustace just luckily got the ball into his lap.
Robitaille can't get that tough one to fall. Philp has his pocket picked. Robitaille has it. And he's fouled by Eustace. Not sure what use
That's
this
the
is.
bonus. Yeah, yeah.
Not sure what he's complaining about. That's a 4th team foul.
Not 5. Okay.
No, 4th team foul, but 4 quick ones here. We're only 2:30 into the
Oh, again, I'd
third.
continue to go at him.
Johnson loses it. Good defense there by McCowan. Philp wants the horn set. He'll fire the 3. It's too strong.
Or the 3-point shot set.
He missed. He was missing a finger there. He needed the 3 up. Massengale gets inside.
Nice.
Layup is good, plus the foul. Great start to the third for Phoenix. It looks like Spartans are going to take a timeout, so we'll take one as well. We're just under 7 minutes to go in the third. And the Spartans up 1 on the Phoenix in your QBL Game of the Week, presented to you by Nothing But Net Media. CJ Massengale at the free throw line as we come back from the break. Looking to complete the 3-point play and tie the game at 57.
When if I'm Coach Hazelhurst and if I'm not going in with a minimum 8-point lead, I'm going to be dirty because they've had a great first quarter, and they got the bonus for the next 7 minutes.
And Massengale missed the free throw but drains the 3.
And Spartans are going to be foul prone.
Oh, they're already in the penalty, so you got to expect an aggressive offense from the Phoenix. King's step back jump shot is off. Johnson grabs it.
Well, they've got to be happy with holding the Spartans to 3 points in the first 4.5 minutes. Robideau's jumper rimmed out again. It's a foul. Well, he's just forcing it too. He's coming down, just one dribble, jack. I mean, get it through some hands and then get him coming off some pin downs or back screens or coming in on ball. Just, you know, for me, it's just really simple basketball, but he can get a better look than that.
Philp comes off the McCowan screen. Now King has it. Philp gets inside, throws up a tough shot, hits off. And here comes the Phoenix up 2. Massengale got a little too dribble heavy. King came up with the steal. Nice Euro step finish plus the foul.
Makes his way to the basket and draws the foul. 2 points count. Foul's called the number 9.
King is devastating in transition. You give him that opportunity, and he's going to hurt you like he did on that play. Don't know what Massengale wanted the foul on the other end.
Yeah,
he just over-dribbled it.
Well, he was saying that he got a hand in as to why he lost the ball. But again, just dribble, 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 dribble. Kick it and get it through hands.
Yeah, you don't expect the referee to bail him out for a bad offensive play on that occasion, because there was never going to be a foul on that. He should have looked for a different passage of play, something, past the ball, would have ended differently.
Yeah.
The kick ahead, it's got to come early though, Dave.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, that's the whole key to kicking it ahead, is getting it there early, because that's where you create gaps for other people to fill.
Yeah.
Robideau hits a long 2.
Well, there hasn't been a huge amount of transition buckets opportunities for either teams, really.
Volkman has it on the block, working against Johnson. No look pass to King. Layup is too strong.
Wow, I don't know how he missed that. It looked like he should have just flushed it. It was so open.
That was a great look from Volkman. Ward getting fancy with it. Robichaux's three is good. Talking to the bench. Phoenix up 4. King tries the reverse, but he's fouled again.
You can't argue with that one. That's a foul.
That's on Delvin Johnson, his third, the team's third. And King going to go to the free throw line again. I like this from King, though, struggling with the jumper, so looking to be aggressive and get to the rim.
Well, he's literally willing the Spartans into the ball game still. And again, Johnson's got to move his feet.
Yeah, it was a tough.
He's got to know when to block and when just to play good team D.
King short. Volkman offensive rebound, and putback is good. Volkman's been good this afternoon for Spartans. Been pretty consistent.
Well, Robichaux's been sort of hot the last couple of minutes, and see if that can continue.
Ben Thompson back into the game. McCowan gets a breather. So how's this work, though, Dave? This is what I don't get. So if Thompson's playing, does that mean he can't coach? So, because I've seen him when he's been on the bench, he's not really up walking the sidelines.
Well, it's an interesting one. I'm going to assume Robinson's is effectively the coach. Like,
yeah, it depends on what they put on the score sheet. If Thompson is listed on the score sheet as the coach, he's the coach. He can still do whatever he wants. If he's on the sideline, he has the right to stand and walk and do whatever he wants. The general rule of thumb is you're only allowed one coach standing at any point in time. So if he's up, the assistant has to be down and vice versa. But I mean, it depends on what they put on the score sheet, to be honest.
Yeah, we did it the year when we finished #1 on the men's team, 15-3.
Pirates.
Yeah.
Did you win the title that year?
We didn't win the title that year.
Okay, sorry,
yeah.
I forgot.
But yeah, JC was captain coach on paper, and so, but I was basically standing the whole time. So yeah, it's only one person can stand at any one time.
King in the corners. His three is off the back of the rim. Hooper comes down with it. Here comes Ward. Nice Euro step. He's stripped, though, by Eustace on his way up.
Yeah, good take, good aggressive move.
Coach Hesselhurst going to take a timeout for the Phoenix with his team up 1, so we'll take one as well. 66-65 the lead for Sunny Coast over Spartans in your QBL Game of the Week, presented to you by Nothing But Net Media. $66-65 the lead for Phoenix. It's a good timeout there from Coach Hesselhurst, just trying to give the troops a bit of a breather, settle them down a bit.
Yeah, well, your boy McNice, a.k.a. McNaughton's in, Johnny. So we'll see if he can give him a little bit of a offensive burst here.
Here he goes, gets to the rim. He lays it in.
There you go, on cue.
Hayden McNaughton having himself a game here. Eustace Out of control.
Good D from Roberto again, just to stay down, move his feet, and not foul.
Subs for the Spartans.
Gray going to check in for Eustace. Massengale gets it over to Hooper, who fires the three. Thompson comes down with the rebound.
Well, again, just a really quick shot. You know, that they can do better than that. Plenty of time on the clock. And it's not about just chucking a three up, you know, the first time you touch it. It's, again, moving the D, fatiguing them, and getting a late clock possession as well. And that's just some of the maturity that the young Phoenix guys will have to work on.
Thompson, another jumper. This time it's a two. Cuts the deficit to one for Spartans.
Well, and again, you talk about scouting, Johnny. I mean, what do you think Ben Thompson's going to do at age, you know, 41 or 2? He's just going to pick and pop all day long. So, again, you get up and in and make him a driver.
CJ Massengale hits from deep again. And then pass for King is too strong. He turns it over. Roberto fouled by Thompson. Nearly hit the half-court shot, too. That's going to be 2 shots for Roberto. Spartans in the penalty. A little confusion amongst the referees. I think we had almost every single BQ referee in here in between games.
Yeah, there was quite a few actually.
Yeah,
between the women's and the men's game, I actually went over and sat down and had a bit of a catch up with all of them. Well, the funny thing was, one of them was the referees that refereed the women's game were not the referees that were supposed to ref the women's game, but there was a delayed flight that caused issues, and I don't know. Everyone just ended up merging on the Southern Districts to watch some basketball. I mean, it was a key game, that women's game, so you know a lot of people, including referees, wanted to check it out and see how it went.
Didn't they know they could watch it at home on YouTube?
Apparently not. We're not referee famous, allegedly, Johnny.
Yeah, much better offense from Spartans, again, using the clock. Gray on a nice drive.
It's good to see some nice young talent getting some opportunities here for both sides. As McNaughton again hits.
He's killing it.
He's killing it. He's been excellent this afternoon, Hayden McNaughton. Hey, he's perfect from the field. He's got 10 points. King backing out, wants to go one-on-one with Massengale. He'll fire the three. Hits the front of the rim. Phoenix have numbers. McNaughton back to Roberto. Behind the back to Hooper. Plus the foul. Wasn't the prettiest fast break, but it was effective.
That's right. Oh, look, it's Phoenix by 8.
It's not the end of the game yet, D-Day.
I know.
It ends after the 4th, Dave, if you tend to forget. Not the 3rd.
Okay. I was just letting you know, Phoenix up by 8.
Hooper makes it 9.
Make it 9.
78-69 here. The Phoenix starting to pull away in the 3rd. King goes inside. Great pass there. Volkman lays it in.
Yeah, good job from Volkman, but really poor job from the Phoenix. Johnson and everyone just losing them. There you go.
Massengale. I don't know if that heat check has cooled off. He's still fiery. He's up 10, the Phoenix now, 81-71. He might get 50.
Well, that'll give him 31, Johnny.
Thompson in a bit of trouble, has to bring it back out. He's got 3 on the shot clock. Crosses over, gets inside, and McNaughton picks up the charge on Ben Thompson.
Super sub. McNaughton's come in and given him a really good punch.
Yeah, Ben Thompson just got himself in a position where he really was going to struggle to succeed at anything at that opportunity.
Yeah.
Delvon Johnson guarded him pretty closely, and then he ran right into the...
Well, he did a good job, Johnson, of staying with him.
Massengale feeling it. That one way too strong. Roberto, though, with the offensive rebound and put back. And then Philp throws one up to try and beat the buzzer, but that's going to do it for the third quarter. And the Sunshine Coast Phoenix pull away with a 12-point lead at the break, Dave, and they got great minutes really from everybody in that third.
Yeah, they did. We talked about it a little bit early in the game. A couple of injuries can really have a positive effect on the team, and they've done so. And now Coach Robinson's argued a couple of late calls and just got teed up.
I'm not too sure how they were arguing that either. Like, that was a perfectly clean rebound after the Massengale three-point shot. So I think the Spartans are just getting desperate because there's nothing to argue on that call. So great decision by the referees. And, Aaron Gilboy with a technical foul. He gave him the warning, said go away, and that's how it ends up.
Yeah, I didn't see the foul, but I think Aaron was certainly patient in hearing Robbo's case.
Yeah, well, it's frustrations mounting here for Spartans. They're down 12 at the third quarter break. We'll take a break. We'll come back with some statistics and the final quarter of action here from Roland Cowan Stadium in Carina. Back with you at Roland Cowan Stadium. There was a technical foul called on the Spartans bench in between quarters, so Phoenix will shoot free throws. Does this mean they get free throws and the ball?
Yeah, so the same rules still apply. So they'll get the one free throw and possession from halfway. The jump ball arrow remains exactly the same. It does not come into play at all.
Robichaud hits the free throw.
And by the looks of the arrow as well, it was favoring the Spartans. So they would have started the quarter with the ball, but that's not the case.
Oh, it's a free point there for Phoenix. Their lead is now up to 13. Hooper, teardrop is short. He tips it up, gets his own rebound, and puts it up and in.
Well, and that's just outwilling it, you know. He was in bad position. It was a pretty average shot, and he chased it a couple times, got his own rebound, and put it back. That's just a really poor effort from the Spartans, guys, to just compete.
Phil drains a three.
Nice answer from the Spartans.
So that's 15 now for Phil. Massengale gets inside to lay it in. King, step back, gets it out to Volkman. Pass inside is stolen by Delvon Johnson. And then Volkman gets called for the reach-in foul. That's going to be Ben Volkman's fourth personal, and it's the first team foul.
Number 13, Ben Volkman. First team foul for the fourth quarter. Fourth personal for Ben.
Miscommunication there. McNaughton gets it back though to Johnson. Now McNaughton for three. It's up. Too strong. Tipped around. Eustace comes down with it. Pass ahead to King. Reverse layup is good.
Well, Phoenix can't get too cocky here and just sort of go into an on-ball. Otherwise, you know, Spartans will have every opportunity to get back into the game. Like the last couple of possessions, just bad.
Hooper missed the three.
Well, they need some more leadership. Massengale and Robichaud really need to lead and be vocal.
Greg was in a bit of trouble. Philp, though, is open for three. It's an air ball. And here comes Massengale. You see him wanting to settle things down, work a bit of clock here, and get a good look. Hooper from the wing, three-pointer, hits nothing but the bottom of the net. 15 points the lead now for Phoenix.
Yeah, Johnson's been really good, hasn't he, Johnny? We talked about some of his growth from earlier in the season, where that's all he was doing was just catching it and chucking it out. Whereas today he's actually made plays. He's looking, he's making the right cross-court pass, hit the right cutter. He's been really good.
He squares up and fires a jump shot. That's good too. And the Spartans are forced to take a timeout as they're down by 17, 93-76, 7:23 to go in the game. We'll take a break. We'll come back with the rest of the fourth quarter action here from Roland Cowan Stadium on your QBL Game of the Week presented by Nothing But Net Media. Back with you at Roland Cowan Stadium. The Phoenix up by 17. It's a real turn of events here. They were down 20 at one point today. Now they're up 17, Dave, and they're really just out energizing and really out hustling the Spartans. Much better energy coming from the Phoenix here, and coming out of a timeout, turning it over. It's just a sign of the day for Spartans.
But they've just been sloppy, like, you know, not crisp, not hard, chiseled, you know, tough moves. It's a foul too, missed that. But again, good action from the Phoenix.
King goes behind the back to Volkman. Had 4 Phoenix players around him.
Yeah, good help, D.
Philp out to Eustace. Good pump fake by Eustace. Gets to the rim. It's too strong. But they're going to get McNaughton for the blocking foul, and Eustace will go to line for 2.
Foul called on number 44. Hayden McNaughton. His first personal.
Eustace at the line for 2. Hits the first. Second one short, though. And if you're Phoenix, you want to work, you know, you still got plenty of time, but you still want to work the clock on each possession, don't you?
Well, work the clock, but just, you know, smartly. You know, again, like, that was another quick hit, whereas you can get that in the last sort of 4 or 5 seconds.
Eustace starting to heat up a little bit here, finishes with the layup. Just wants a bit of floor wiping as Robitaille hit the deck earlier. One thing that I'll say, it's good to, last time we saw the Phoenix, they didn't seem to have too many smiles on their face. They're having fun out there this afternoon. Obviously, when you're up by 14, winning a game, it makes you a bit happier, but they seem to be playing a lot more loose, a lot more free also.
Yeah, I mean, I think they're, you know, sharing the ball a lot better as well. So I think that's been obviously more engaging for the Phoenix, where, you know, a lot of guys are shooting the ball. You know, Robitaille's had 14 shots. You know, Walters obviously got injured, so he didn't contribute a great deal, but Hooper's had 10, and Massengel's had 20 shots, and Johnson's had 9 shots. So they've really shared the wealth. You know, McMeister's come in, got 10 points.
Deshaun King with a driving layup.
Getting a bit of pace is starting to pick up for both teams. Massengel hands off for Johnson to flush it home.
I like it.
King forces his way to the bucket. Coach Hesselhurst wanted the travel. I kind of agree with him on that one.
I think so too, maybe. Yeah, a little extra one in there.
It was tough. It was a little bit of a shuffle. It's especially with the new ruling. I'm not quite across the new travel rule yet, but yeah, it was close.
And
it was close.
And McNaughton did a good job of moving his feet. There you go, again.
Hayden McNaughton doing it on both sides of the court. That's the second charge he's picked up today. And that's, not give him all the credit in the world, but that's what you want to see from young guys when they're coming out there, playing hard, giving you 100%, and doing it on both sides of the court. I think a lot of kids come in, one concerned about scoring the ball, but McNaughton engaged on both sides.
Yeah, and again, it's not about just coming in and loading up just like the NBA displays, because that's not real. If you're a junior coming through the ranks, you got to play your role. You got to run the offense, you got to defend, offensive rebound, talk, etc., and then earn minutes.
Phoenix have 100 now. They're up 100 to 83 with 5 minutes to go in the game.
Good D. There you go.
Volkman trying to steal one. King tweaked his knee on that layup attempt. He needs a breather. So McCowan going to check in. Ugrinich is back in for Volkman. Ugrinich has 4 personals.
Well, Coach Hailshurst needs to open the bench a little bit and see if Ward and Urquhart can get a bit more burn late in the game here.
Eustace fighting through a lot of contact. Going to give that one to Hooper. So Eustace going to go to the line for a couple shots.
Jared will go to the line for 2.
Eustace hits the first one.
12 points for Eustace. Been pretty efficient, only 6 shots.
1 of 2, but offensive rebound to McCowan. Eustace fires the 3. It's too strong. And leaking out is C.J. Massengale. He's got a path to the bucket. Layup is good.
Great pass. And again, we talked about that early transition kick aheads, Johnny. That's perfect.
McNaughton a little too aggressive on the defense there. Got him on the hip. Trying to get over the screen. And I do have to give a shout out to Josh Walters. If he really has fractured his fibula or tibula, to sit there, the smile on his face, I'm impressed. Got to imagine that he's in some sort of pain, but he looks all right there on the bench. Eustace just out of control on that one. Turns it over. Massengale for 3. It's short. King, reverse layup is too strong.
Well, it certainly got a little loose here in the last couple minutes.
Well, I think, both teams playing as if this game's over, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
As Roberto drains a 3.
And it sure is over.
I think that might be the nail in the coffin. King's open for 3, gets inside, kicks it out. They work it around to Philp. He'll fire the deep one. McNaughton comes down with it. He's got a head of steam. Pass a little bit behind Roberto, goes out of bounds off of Philp. And here you go, checking in for the Sunshine Coast Phoenix for his first minutes of the night. It's Cooper Urquhart. Delvon Johnson might not see him for the rest of the afternoon. Hooper's pass stolen by Eustace. Eustace goes right at the D, and he's fouled. That's going to go against B.D. Hooper. His second personal. It's the Phoenix's third foul. Third team foul of the quarter, I should say. Wow, fourth.
Young Hooper thinks he was hard done by.
He certainly came down with the arms. Whether he got him or not is another story,
Well,
but the referee saw it.
It's a foul every day of the week.
Yeah.
Not even close.
Can we get? Can we have our CJ Massengale check? Do we?
Well,
where's he at?
He's on 38, so
38.
he's getting close. He's getting close to the 50.
He ain't gonna get the 50.
He ain't going to get it, but he'll get close.
He might get another three or five.
It's only 4 more threes.
Well, I could get 2 predictions of the week if we get happen. So I'm saying give him the ball and load up CJ.
Robitaille foul from behind by Philp. Third team foul on the Spartans.
That'll. Oh, yep.
Foul's called on number 6, Mitch Phil.
That's his third personal.
Subs for the
Ross
Stars.
checking back in to the game, and Eustace is going to get a breather. Here comes Jordan Kennard. He's checking in for his first minutes today.
It's Deshaun King.
And Deshaun King taking a seat. Hooper, good steal there by Philp. Behind the back pass to Ross, who finishes plus the foul.
Well, I hope when young Hooper watches the game tape, he needs to watch and learn, because there's a few key learning opportunities for him today where just maturity, he's just chucked up some stuff. And again here, you know, one-on-one, what I would call just rubbish. I don't care it's 2 minutes to go. Like, you still want to get better and you still want to learn. And again, just some of that sort of a little bit selfish play for me. So he's just got to clean up some of that, because he's done a good job otherwise.
Quinn Howell checks in also for Spartans. His first minutes. He might be his first minutes of the season. Another turnover for Phoenix.
Looked like CJ just gave it to him.
Very young group here for Spartans. Howell using the screen, gets inside, loses it though. McNaughton gets it ahead to Massengale. Massengale can't finish, either can Robitaille. Then the layup is good by Urquhart for his first points of the night. Reach-in foul there on Robitaille. That's going to be free throws for Kennard.
Phoenix fans happy with the young fella's bucket. Good on them for coming and supporting the crew.
From Phoenix here. Pretty good support coming down the coast for the day.
The women's team didn't stick around?
Don't see many of them.
I didn't see any female Spartan women either.
Kennard hits both his free throws. 107-91 the score. We got about 1:45 to go in this one. Greenwich knocks the ball out of bounds, so it's going to stay with Phoenix. Robitaille's three, too strong. Nice offensive rebound. Urquhart can't follow, though.
That's a foul. Andre Green with the defensive forward draws the foul.
Cooper Urquhart gets the foul called, so Greenwich going to go to the line for 2 shots.
Should we just let Spartans get the extra 9 points so that one of the predictions was correct? I mean, we did say that both teams would get double digits, so, you know, we could get one of our predictions.
Yeah.
Triple digits.
Triple digits, sorry.
Yeah. Well,
we'll see.
There's a chance they might sneak in there with a hunch.
They might. Yeah, Phoenix keep fouling and putting them on the free throw line. Who knows?
And keep turning it over.
14 points of lead here for Phoenix. Massengale, step back, long 2 is good. CJ Massengale just hit the 40 spot. Now all he needs is 10 more, Dave. Gray up and under, he's fouled. Gonna give that one to Hooper as well. That's his third. Gray hit, no, misses the first one. Second one from Gray is good, so 109.94 the score here. Greenwich with the kick. We'll be back here next Sunday as the Southern District Spartans take on the North Gold Coast Seahawks. Our first time seeing the first-year QBL squad for the North Gold Coast.
And they will be fighting out for the Mega Bowl, Johnny.
Is that what we're going with?
Yeah. Unless you and me and Thunder can come up with something better than that in the next 6 days.
All right, we'll come up with something better than that. The women's game should be a really good one, and it does have finals implications as Spartans women looking to secure a home court final, and North Gold Coast women looking to play finals basketball.
Urquhart's got to hold his ground there in the block. Got a little excited with the post up, but he's just got to hold his man off first.
Ross nearly lost it, recovers. The Greenwich jump shot, in and out. And that's going to pretty much do it for us here as there's no time on the shot clock. A really impressive comeback for the Sunshine Coast Phoenix, Dave. They were down 20, like we said, in that first quarter. They were down 20 at one point. And to come away with a 15-point win, that's a huge effort from the Phoenix players.
Yeah, they certainly got punched early in the first quarter, and they really did fight back, especially with no Walters, no Booker. Really good win. And give them great confidence too.
It's a very good win for the Phoenix. Spartans just didn't have their best game this afternoon. They were good in moments, but defensively, I think, is what really let themselves down.
Yeah, I mean, they just allowed too many simple buckets, and they didn't get a great deal of fast break points per se. I just think just some of that grit and toughness they just lacked a bit today. And I know they're young, but you can still display that. So I think it would, frustrating performance again from the coaching staff. And for the Phoenix, it's a good win. They shared the ball. Roberto 22, Hooper 13, Massengale 40, Johnson 13. He played really well. 14 rebounds.
Trip double for Delvon Johnson. How about that?
There you go.
Look at that, Delvon Johnson. We were sleeping on our statistics here. He had the 13 points, 14 rebounds, 10 dimes, also 6 turnovers. But Delvon Johnson showing his class there. We can't forget to mention Hayden McNaughton. He was great in his minutes. And the young guys for Phoenix really brought great energy this afternoon.
Yeah, they did, and they just did they did their job. They played good D, and for the Phoenix, obviously, it's a bit of a frustrating season. They lost Fullerton early on, and that sort of made it all a bit interesting for them. And,
yeah, a lot of injuries for both these squads.
Yeah.
You see Coach Ben Thompson having to suit up really just to fill a roster spot, for lack of a better term. A lot of injuries, a lot of things going wrong for the Spartans this season. But all credit due to the Phoenix there. They played a great game this afternoon, so that's going to wrap things up. Don't forget, folks, next weekend we're back here on Sunday, 1 o'clock for the women, 3 o'clock for the men, as the Spartans host the North Gold Coast Seahawks. But that's going to wrap it up for us here. I do have to thank my co-commentator, Dave Derwin, Regan Baker on the commentary and production, Chris Sieber on the camera work, as always. We also have to thank James Bowman from the Australian Sports Network for all his support, both with the technology and the graphics. That's going to do it for us here. It's a great win for the Phoenix, 109-94 from your QBL Game of the Week, presented to you by Nothing But Net Media.